To serve great food is to create memories for your customers.
But it takes more than luck.
It takes consistency, creativity, and the drive to see things through.
And every day, the stakes are high, which means it's time to stand up
from your computer and start getting real. To own your kitchen is to own your bottom line.
This is the real world. And now...
This is the real world. And now...
This is the real world.
And now is the time to foodify your business.
All right, Scott, here we are. Big challenge this week. One I'm looking forward to.
Well, what do we got? What are we doing?
So we're going to do, this is near and dear to me. We're going to do Nonna's Sunday pork gravy. Now, it's not that brown stuff.
I have a lot of questions from
this.
It's
not that brown stuff you put on mashed potatoes. There's a real nice, rich, thick, luscious, velvety gravy that goes over your macaroni, and it has shredded pork in it.
Okay.
Nothing
so let's start
better.
with who's Nonna?
Nonna is my grandmother.
Okay.
Nonna is Italian for grandmother.
All right.
Yeah.
And now, so it's not brown, this gravy.
No,
not
it's
like
not brown. It's not
like Thanksgiving turkey time.
No.
Okay.
No. This is a real traditional, I want to say South Philly gravy.
Okay.
Okay. So in Italy, they do call it gravy because it has meat in it.
Okay.
Right here, we have that war. Certain sections of America, it's gravy, it's sauce, it's marinara,
right.
It's pomodoro, whatever it is, it's all good. But I'd love the argument. I come down on the side that it's gravy even if it don't have meat in it, because of the way it's made. It's thick, it's not loose, it's not runny.
Yeah, I've never called it a gravy until I probably started. And
Right.
I've heard it be called a gravy.
Right.
I'm not making the argument that it's not. I just never would have thought to call something that's not.
So, I'm in South
gravy.
Philly, so
Right.
it's gravy, right?
Okay.
I watch Valerie Bertinelli on the cooking show. She grew up in Delaware, which is 10 minutes away.
Right.
And she swears that no one there called it gravy. It was sauce. Right? So when she does her show, I like to watch, and because she talks about a lot of Italian stuff.
Okay.
So, I like that. And I was surprised that she was only 10, 15 minutes away from where I grew up, and she never called it gravy ever. No one did. They called it sauce. So it's really like you could be 2 miles down the road somewhere, and they have a different term for it.
Okay.
But it's the great word. It's T-shirts. It's gravy. It's not sauce. It's sauce. It's not gravy.
Right.
I'd like the argument.
I'm ready to try it. I'm ready to see what the...
and after that you do eat it, you're going to say that's a gravy.
Okay.
Because of the way it's prepared, how thick it is, it sticks to the macaroni, it's not loose, it's not runny. That's what a sauce is.
All right.
Okay? This is not a sauce. This is a gravy. It's gravy, people.
Well, let's go get the gravy ingredients.
We got our shopping list. We're going to head inside. We'll see you in there. All right, Scott. So this is what we're going to get here for the Nonna's Sunday pork gravy. We got our pork. I like to use the country ribs. They're boneless. Great flavor to the gravy. A little pecorino romano sprinkled on top of it. Done. We got some garlic, onion, parsley, basil. The tomatoes I like to use are at the other store, so we're going to run over here and grab those, and then we'll see you in the kitchen. All right, so here we are in the kitchen. Made it back, safe and sound, with all his beautiful ingredients.
Looks great.
Yeah, so today is Nonna's Sunday pork gravy.
I'm excited.
Go.
I don't think I've ever had pork gravy like this.
Right.
And it looks good. I mean, the ingredients look fresh. It looks great. I feel like similar to a lot of the things that we've cooked. When I say we, I mean you.
Thank you.
Not that many ingredients.
Right.
Right? I mean, there's not a ton of different things that are going to make this up.
That's what it comes down to. It's simple food. Italian food is simple.
Right.
There's not a ton of ingredients in it. That's what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
I always talk about overcomplicating the food.
Right.
Too many ingredients that they fight with each other, so then you get nothing out of it. So, that's why simple is better. Definitely makes for just a better product. If you look, you would never think you'd get the flavor that you're going to get.
That's where I was at. When we were doing this, I was almost like looking for where's the rest of the ingredients?
Right.
Like where else it's coming from? So no, I think it's going to be a fun one to get going. I know we'll get into it probably multiple times on the episode, the debate of gravy versus sauce, and you can educate us more on the gravy versus sauce, and maybe once we taste
In my
it,
mind, there is no debate, but it's great. But I enjoy the discussion I have with people. And when I say discussion, I mean arguments.
So, because I feel like on that one, I don't necessarily know I'm on either side. Like I said earlier, I don't never really call it a gravy. I don't know, sure, but like, so what would be a sauce then, right? Because you would still use sauce to describe something,
Right. Sauce to me is more like a marinara.
Okay.
It's thinner. It's runny. A gravy, as you're going to see today, is thick. It sticks to the macaroni, where a sauce doesn't. Why would you compare a gravy and a sauce? Or get upset that there are two different ones, because there's more than, right? There's a marinara, there's a pomodoro. I mean, you can go on and on and on.
Right.
But people get really offended when you say gravy. I don't know why, because it is the best part of it. I don't think anything else is as good as the gravy.
So it's not that there are dishes that you cook that have sauces in it. So you would make a pasta meat sauce, like right, or a marinara, that would be considered a sauce, not a gravy.
It's not a meat
where's
sauce.
The cut?
Because it has meat in it, it's definitely gravy.
Got it. So that's where we're going on definition. In your definition, in your world, it's the meat, and that's where we're going to go. Any world.
No.
Anytime.
Not my world. Okay? Because in my world, it's gravy no matter what. If I don't make the same combination without the meat, to me, it's still gravy.
Okay.
Because of the thickness of it and how rich it is and how it sticks to the macaroni.
But it could be a sauce if there were no meat and the consistency was like a
runny and
got it.
good.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out of where the cut line would be.
It has to be runny and no good. That's a sauce. So, I don't believe that there's a sauce, to be honest with you.
So you're saying so it's just like a plain marinara sauce.
It's marinara. It's not a sauce.
And you would never make that. Okay.
I make marinara. It's quick. It's simple.
Okay.
It's good. But it's not sauce. It's a marinara.
Okay. So what would a sauce be then?
They would kind of get like crushed tomatoes, and they would cook it with some spices. It's really watery and runny.
So like Alfredo sauce? Would that just be a sauce?
Well, Alfredo is not tomatoes.
Okay.
It's a cream sauce. So that's okay.
Okay.
The Alfredo sauce, I mean, that's a sauce because you're making basically a pan sauce with it.
Because I feel like, right, I mean, the debate, because you've been going on forever. I feel like The Sopranos, right, way back.
Yeah.
How many years Vito said to Tony?
It's good gravy.
The gravy's good tonight or something like that. Yeah. So that, I feel like, restarted the debate.
It made it more public.
Okay.
Because the debate never ended, never went away. Right. And it's not going.
Okay.
And some people that watch this, they're going to be yelling at the TV or
Who
the
is
phone.
This guy?
Yeah. Who's this guy? What are they talking about? It's sauce. It's not gravy. He must be from Philly. Yeah, I am from Philly, and it's gravy.
So is it regional? Is it like hoagie versus?
Well, no, because as I said earlier, before we went shopping, Valerie Bertinelli is from Delaware, which is 10, 15 minutes outside of Philly, 20 minutes at the most. And she was like, "No, I never heard gravy." Like right. She said to her, "It's sauce." So I don't think it's a region thing.
Okay.
Right? Because I mean that's part of Philly, basically.
Yeah.
So we didn't get down to all that. I just think it's what you were raised on.
Right.
And in my city, Philadelphia, gravy. It's on the menu. You go read a menu, it says gravy. So, when people say, "Oh, it's not gravy," no, look at the menu. It's gravy. But if you go out to New York, you will see certain places that have gravy on the menu and certain places have sauce. It's more argued there than in Philly. Okay. In Philly, it's gravy, except for like maybe some transplants come in and, want to, put their, what they believe on you, but it's never going to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. I think it's just where what maybe your grandparents or your parents or great grandparents called it. In New York, that's where Italian descent stopped first. So obviously, I had a lot more from different regions there, and so you got more of an argument there than we normally would. But in Philly, it's great. You don't see sauce on menus or anything.
Yeah. Well, I was always you cut up the onions, garlic,
some fresh Italian parsley.
Again, pretty thick.
I mean, if you need it to be easier than this, I think you need to get a new business because this is really simple.
It really doesn't get much easier than this.
And once we get it in there, how long, so we'll start this. And I know this one's going to take time to sit, that we're not going to get doing stuff with.
Once I get it to a boil, I like it to cook up to 3 hours.
Okay.
At least 2.5. Now, when I say that, it's just sometimes it's just boiling too heavy. Even I got it on the lowest temperature, that I don't want to overdo it. So I turn it off at 2.5. If I can get a nice simmer on it and stays at a nice simmer, I want to go 3 hours.
Now, would this be something you recommend that you're prepping and using it for service that night, or is this maybe something that you use tomorrow for service?
Well, believe it or not, if it sits overnight, it's even better.
Okay.
If it sits for 2 days, even better. 3 days, even better.
Got it.
But, I usually made it, I would make like 2 batches a week. I would do 3 batches together, so I would make 6 batches a week. And I would at least make it the day before.
Got it. So you don't want to be, if you don't need to be, we don't want to be serving it tonight.
You don't have to. I mean, listen, it won't be bad.
If you ran out and you're making it and you knew you served more last night than you thought, okay, but
it's fine.
The goal would be to make it today and serve tomorrow.
There's plenty of Sundays I'll make this in the morning.
Sure.
Sometimes I'll make it on Saturday if I have time.
Right.
But normally for Sunday dinner, I got people coming over. I like to make it on Saturday, but not, I make it Sunday plenty of times. One, that's how my parents did it, and nothing's better than Sunday morning and your house smelling like fresh gravy. Right. So I like that. I know that's part of my childhood memory. I try to make that part of my kids' childhood memory. So that's why I try to do it on Sundays. But if I'm doing other things for Sunday, if we're having lunch too, then I like to do this on Saturday. And then Sunday I'll do chicken cutlets if I'm done. All right. So here's what we have, right? We have the onions finely chopped, the garlic finely chopped, parsley, basil. Here we have the pork. I got boneless country ribs. They're usually cut about 2 inches. I sliced them down as thin as I could.
You told me that earlier. This is one of the improvements you made to.
Well, I had approval on Nonna and my mother, because my Nonna made it great. My mother even got a little bit better. So I feel like I took it to the next level.
Okay.
Right? I like it this way because this is going to melt into the gravy and you'll get little shreds, little chunks of pork in every bite.
Okay.
Where how they did it, they would leave a bigger piece and cook it. I felt like that got dried out.
Got it.
Even though if you seared it first, it still got dried out.
Okay.
Right? And it's a little harder to eat too because, you got the bowl pasta plus a big piece of pork on it and you're trying it. This way, every bite there's some pork. It's not dried out. You don't have to sear it. It comes delicious. So you're going to get to see.
I can't wait.
Right. So we got our pork, obviously salt and pepper, tomato puree, tomato paste.
Another trick of the trade is Chris getting out of the container like that.
Oh, listen.
You're gonna tell them, or you're gonna hold that to your little secret?
I don't like to tell anybody because I like to watch people fight with the can, right, with the spoon in there. They're trying to get it out. They're like banging the spoon on the pot. Like everybody's pot's got like a dent right here, and I'm trying to bang the paste onto it. So I just got tired of doing that. So instead of just when I do the can opener, take the top lid off, then I turn it upside down and I use the can opener again. The air goes in, and you push the top of the lid, and you push it right out and take it off.
It was like magic.
Right. Well, I wasn't going to tell anybody, but you see me do it. So then I was like,
and I was like, I saw the first one out. I'm like, well, that's interesting. How again? I followed plenty of cans, and I'm like, let me look over how he's doing the second one, and I was impressed.
I got to tell people.
I had to blow the secret up.
I got to tell people now, but all right, no problem. All right, so this is what we got. So this is really simple process, okay? We're going to, a little bit of olive oil. We're going to go with the onions first, right? 2 to 3 minutes. Then the garlic. Another minute. Salt and pepper that. Season in layers. Once we salt and pepper that, we're going to go with the paste. I'll let that fry in there for a few minutes. And then we're going to go with the puree and then 1.5 cans of water, okay? All right, we're going to salt and pepper it again. Get it stirred, get it combined. I like to use a whisk sometimes to get the paste and the puree combined. And then we're going to go with the fresh herbs.
All right.
Now, at the end, we'll use more fresh herbs.
Okay.
But I want this to cook and add more flavor. But at the end, you always want to use some fresh herbs. But, that's it. That's the process. So we're going to get started.
Perfect.
Okay. So, Scott, do you make any kind of anything for macaronis?
Yeah, probably what we're gonna play with later. The sauce out of the jar.
Oh God!
I'm taking notes though on this one.
Come on.
I'm taking some notes.
Does your wife do anything?
She's on the baking side. She'll bake everything, but not as much on the cooking side.
You know, it's just a little weird to me because if you come down to South Philly on Sundays, you got the guys with the white beaters on. And,
so if I drive through, I'm going to see you in the white beater.
I don't go white beater no more. I'm a little too old. But I do the white t-shirt with the V-neck, and I got short sleeves. Yeah, I got to fit in. Everybody else is looking like that. I got to look like that too. But yeah, you see them walking back from the store with the canned tomatoes.
Right.
All right, so like I said, we can get this in for like 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, we're salt staying. We're definitely not trying to fry it. Okay. I get this started, and then I'll turn it down a little bit. Right now, we'll turn it down because I don't want to fry. I don't want to brown. Saute it real nice and light. Gotta have a good pot for this. You can't use a cheap pot because it's a thicker sauce, right? So it's going to, it's just it's thicker. And it's going to burn if you don't stay on top of it, right? So that's why you just want to make sure that you stay on it, you're stirring it. And it depends on your stove. If your stove, this, a commercial stove, right, you're going to have to really stir it every 3 to 5 minutes and walk them by and stir it. Yeah. You know, in the restaurants, it used to be like a tag team effect. You know, every time you go by, stir it ready. No matter who you are. Right. I don't care if someone just stir it again. Make sure it doesn't burn. You're not going to hurt it, right? Right. Just want to make sure it don't burn. You know, it's a nice thick gravy. I feel like you look your kitchen dog like a general manager. That always made you look like you were doing the kitchen. You walk by, you really little stir, walk through. Look at it. Like that guy's looking for something. I like when they used to do this, right? People that don't know nothing, they would go, I don't know something. That's it. So what are you smelling for? Right. There you go. All right, so now we're going with the garlic. The garlic, you're going to really see a different aroma. You can smell the onions. Oh, yeah. But once we get the garlic in, we get a totally different aroma. And this only has to go for like a minute. The garlic will burn pretty quickly, right? Yeah. But you want to get it in the oil, flavor the oil. Starting to smell already. Oh, yeah. That's how you know your gravy's going to be good. When you smell that, when you're a little kid on Sunday morning and you smell this, you know the meatballs ain't far behind. And you get ready for that day, man. Let me tell you. I miss those days because now I got to create the smell. Right. I liked it better when I was upstairs and my mother and father was creating the smell. Or Nonna. So we're good there. I'm going to turn this down while I get the paste in. You want to fry this. If you don't fry the paste, it has a different flavor. It's raw like. So you just want to make sure that you got to fry it up in there. And for this, you could turn the heat up some because this could definitely hold the heat. We'll get flat there. I'll get it in there. That's kind of combine this a little bit. You seen a version of this when we were in California. You forgot already. Version of this? I made a version for McLeod's. Wasn't exactly this, but I definitely made a version. The base was similar, though. Similar. Right. Yes. Right. I definitely made a version for them. And that was still gravy for the slider. It was gravy. Okay. They cooked the meatballs in it. But she was big on crushed tomatoes. It's not pure. Right. That's fine. We can do with that. And they grow their own rosemary there. Right. So I wanted to use rosemary and, you know. So you see how it starts getting really loose now? I'll see the difference from how it was. Quick. Yeah, and it's going to bubble up a little bit. So you start bubbling. And we're here to see how easy it moves from like my first put. Right. Now I'm going to turn it down so we get everything else in. Start. Kansas tomatoes. Scott's going to give me a little bit of water.
There we go. So we combine this in. After I get the water, get some salt and pepper in here. Season the layers. Scott grounded up some fresh pepper earlier. Get this all combined. Sounds good. Smells good. Looks good.
Smells good. Absolutely.
So I start with a can and a half. I'll probably add another can later. So make sure you get everything inside. You don't want to waste any of it. Beautiful. So this is where I go to my whisk. I'm going to turn up the heat. All the way up now. High as it goes. Now with everything in there, you're not going to burn it.
Now it's coming together pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Great color.
Once we get it whipped all in, we'll add the fresh herbs. Coming together good. See how thick it is though? No sauce.
Right. That's no sauce.
And as it cooks, it gets thicker. All right. That's it for the whisk. Fresh herbs here. Ease in. Pull the fresh herbs in. Everybody in the pool. There you go.
Look at that.
It's already starting to bubble up. So we get all these herbs incorporated. Then we're going to put a little more. We're going to taste and go salt and pepper. There you go. Look at that. Listen, anybody could do this. This is not hard. The problem is people don't know how easy it is, and they get scared, they get intimidated. More salt. Close. Pepper. Yeah, and do this to taste. I'm not going to tell you how much salt and pepper to put in it because everyone's different. Looking good. We're there for now. I have to add more later. Once the pork's in and it cooks down a little bit. But right now, I think we're pretty good. Now, if you was to eat just that,
Great. It has a great flavor. I mean, it's delicious.
It's not even
Super
combined
savory
yet.
and tomatoes. Absolutely.
But it's not even combined yet, all the flavors, right?
Right.
It's only been cooked in 30 seconds. I'm going to add the pork now. Starting to get bubbling up.
Now, is there something you would use that salt, that gravy for without?
Oh, I'll make it just like this.
Okay. If you're done with it.
And go, it's no meat. We're not doing any meat, like during Lent or whatever.
Sure.
Or I put the pork, I put the meatballs.
Okay.
Right? I'll do the same exact gravy, spare ribs.
Okay.
One of my favorite.
Yeah,
Spare
I
ribs.
like spare ribs.
So with this base, there's so much you could do with it.
Okay.
It's not limited to just pork. I'll get beef stew from the butcher, and I'll put that in it.
and it does the same thing this does. It melts down into it. That's one my wife likes the best. This is the one I like the best.
Okay.
Well, the spare ribs like the best. I just don't do it all the time because obviously when you spare, I need a bigger pot.
Right.
I do have a bigger pot to do it in, but it's just I have to go down the basement. Get it? It's, it's extra steps. You know what I mean? Extra steps. I don't like that.
From the guy that will cook, for 10 people, army's worth of food, he doesn't want to walk down the basement.
I walk down the basement. My wife gets mad at me. I'm like, well, I'm a cook. We put everything down the basement. Where's the blender? Where's this? Where's that? She's like, down the basement. Why are you making it then?
As the chef of the house, I think the fair rule is that it should be whatever.
It should be where I need it.
It should be where you need it, right?
That's how I feel. She feels different.
I can imagine. And we know who wins that. There's no doubt on.
It depends how bad she wants something.
Fair, right.
Right.
Exactly.
Sometimes she'll go get what I need down there.
Again, if it's a choice between her getting you to cook what she wants or not,
Right. She'll go get it.
Well, go get it.
I ain't going to get it.
You drew the line in the sand.
Yeah.
That's it.
I can't find it anyway. I'm down. I'm like, where's it at? I can't find it. So she might as well just go get it. So this is it now. We're going to let this go, like I said, at least 2.5 hours.
Okay.
All right. Now, once this starts to bubble, it's bubbling around the edges, but we want to get it inside here, bubbling in the middle. So once it does that, I'm going to turn it down to simmer. I'll put the lid like 3/4 of the way on. You want to let some of the steam out. You kind of go like that with it. Okay. You just leave that like that. I'm still going to add another half of water soon.
Got it.
You see how thick it is already.
Yes.
I want it to cook. I don't want it to be this thick right now. Okay. I just want to get the middle right now. I just want to get the middle bubbling. Then we know we're hot all the way through. We're starting to see.
Yeah.
So I can get in there. Then I know we're hot all the way through with the gravy. Put the lid on it.
Let it do its work.
Watch Netflix or we'll do something until it's done.
Right.
Maybe we can basketball court outside. Yeah, we're good. All right. Yeah. So we're where we want to be. Get this turned down a little bit. There. Go. Remember, this has to be stirred often. I'm talking minutes, 5 minutes.
For the whole time.
10 minutes. It depends on sometimes, like, honestly, when I'm doing this at home and it's Sunday and, I don't know, I'm looking at football stuff or whatever, I set a timer on my phone.
Okay.
Because I forget. And you'll burn it. And nothing worse than burnt gravy. So we're going to let that go. We'll come back to you when it's ready.
And we're going to
show you the finished product.
And eat it.
Yep, I'll definitely eat it. All right, we're back. Here we are.
It's almost lunchtime.
It's time. So we got this Sunday pork gravy, known as Sunday pork gravy. Little penne here. I cooked off. Got the gravy here. All I did to this was I heated it in a separate pot with a little bit of pasta water. Okay.
And we said it ended up taking about how long to cook? Not the because we were.
It always goes different. Like depending on how you have you're cooking it. But we went just about 2.5 hours. Okay. Yeah, we were just about 2.5 hours. All right, so we're good here. A little more of grandma in here. A little more Nonna sauce in there. All right, so here we go. Plate it up. Nice in here. You see that pork all the way through.
Yeah, but like you were saying in the beginning, like it's gonna be shredded, pieces.
Right, and that's
you're
exactly
not getting these big chunks of pork. And again, nothing that makes it better or worse, but it looks awesome how it is. I just think it's gonna be
it eats better.
Yeah,
for sure. So here's what you do. All right, you got a little olive oil. That's how you finish. A little bit of olive oil. That's all you need. A little drizzle. All right, a little drizzle around. All right. Throw a little pecorino romano, just a little bit. Doesn't need a lot because the flavor in here is awesome. That's it. Then you gotta get the fresh basil in there.
We even have the alternative sauce that we ordered. We got out of a container.
I think they called that a gravy too, if I remember.
I don't. They might have. I don't think you would call that a gravy, though.
No. So this is a gravy. I mean, if you look at that, if you got a bowl of this in a restaurant,
Yeah,
you're going to go
That's
crazy,
awesome.
right? So, all right. I'm just going to go over here first. Just want to get this out of the way. I don't even see any pork or anything. It looks bad. Really no flavor.
no. And again, this was one of like the higher end brands,
Right.
that people are using in a restaurant to serve those. So it's not like it's just some.
No.
And I guess now we get to try.
Go here. You want a plate? Want to put it on a plate?
Yeah, we get a couple small bowls. And
Yeah,
push it out.
small bowl for portion it out.
Try it.
Because you're not going to stop once you start. So yeah, flavor is very limited on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. It had a little
Limited
bit
would be
weird.
limited would
Yeah.
be generous.
It had a weird.
Like an aftertaste
yeah.
almost.
There you go. That's what a bowl should look like. I mean, a beautiful presentation, everything. Now the macaronis are al dente.
You just give me the big bowl. You keep that little tiny.
There you go.
Let's see. I'm excited. I'm very excited for this one. Wow, that's really good. I don't know what your Nonna is like, but this is really good.
Close.
It's
I just shred the pork more. Really makes a difference. I like it more. I like every bite you got pork.
yeah, it's really good.
You got a nice al dente macaroni with it, with a little bite.
The pork just cooks down perfectly to it.
Yeah, it's not dry. It's moist.
But even the sauce, I mean, even the pork obviously is awesome. But if you just had a sauceless, is a million times better than sauce that is in this.
Right.
It's not even comparable.
Or you could, you could stop and don't add a protein, and you have a great,
Right. It would still be a great dish.
product. Yeah, yeah. No, this is great. It's as good as it always is.
Well, I don't think much of a challenge, but I know we'll be finishing up our lunch.
Yeah. So we're gonna let people try it. It's not. There's no way.
It does it
No.
right. So,
But this is it. Simple to do. The hardest part really is having it cook for that 2.5 to 3 hours. You have to stay on top, make sure you're stirring it. Other than that, it's simple. It's few ingredients.
Yeah.
But it's amazing.
it's amazing.
That's something, if you serve that in your restaurant, people are coming back for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And again, I know restaurants that do a version of this, their own version. It's not as good.
Right.
But they only do it on Sunday.
Okay.
So Sunday really becomes a popular day.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
people want to come for it. I don't know if you want to do that, but maybe start that as a special
Right.
every Sunday.
Sure.
Then see if it grows into a Friday, Saturday special. Then maybe makes it onto the menu. But instead, it's something to try. Don't be afraid to. Again, check us out at fyourbusinessmovement.com. If you have a challenge you'd like to see us do, let us know.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next week.